When I get stressed, do other people notice? How do I truly handle it? So earlier in my life, when I do get stressed or when I did get stressed, more people would probably notice based on my physical presence to the stress itself. So that could look like irritability, maybe. Could look at my body language and how I'd present myself. You could visually see my stress, and there may be times where people I'm more comfortable with, where I'm more open with, might be able to see that too. There are times when people in a maybe in a professional setting, obviously you have to maintain some composure, depending on what kind of context you find yourself in. But then it's more. I found myself more about asking questions to understand what is the root of my stress or what is causing the stress, and try and look at more solution oriented a solution oriented approach as opposed to just fixating on the stress itself. Another thing that I've tried to explore in terms of being able to manage my stress is sort of just stepping away for 5 to 10 minutes and kind of understanding, or kind of just taking deep breaths, being more present, not letting it control me, but trying to regain control. So the stress doesn't determine my actions, that I can determine the actions, no matter what is really causing that stress. So it's just about being in the present moment.
I would say if you know me, you could tell that I'm stressed. If you don't know me, you probably wouldn't notice or would be able to tell. But um, for the people who do know me, yeah, you would be able to tell pretty easily. And how do I handle it? I handle it in a different variety of ways. I would have to say, depending on the situation, um, I could pray about it. Um, I might be able to just come to the realization, like, hey, there's nothing I can do about it. Forget it. Or the one that I do the most is turn on my PS5 and wreak havoc on like Call of Duty or Apex until I am not stressed anymore. Alrighty. Video games or watch anime. Depending on the anime might help. Yeah.
When I get stressed, do other people notice? And how do I try to handle that? I'd say that people that are close to me know when I'm stressed. Um, but when I get stressed, I get very quiet, observant, um, just trying to understand what's going on. How I handle stress is honestly realizing that whatever it is happening is happening. Whether it be something as simple as, hey, I got a deadline to get through, or I'm in some trouble and I need to be like, okay, this is happening. You know, this person is hurt. I'm hurt. I need to, I need to realize this is happening. Because the biggest problem that I feel is that when people get stressed, they don't want to admit to themselves that it's happening. They just want to kind of almost check out, recluse in, and just be like, it'll pass. It'll it'll figure its way out. No, unfortunately, you need to get yourself out of that. So how I handle it is telling myself, nope, this is reality right now. This is your life right now. Not saying it's gonna last forever, but right now, this is what you have to deal with.
I would say yes. I would consider myself an extroverted person. People kind of know, what my baseline is. I'm generally a happy person. Coming to work, being able to, kind of laugh, enjoy my work. That's part of the a thing that I get to do in my job is I guess I'll have a lot of fun every single day with my coworkers. And so if I am stressed, my coworkers notice it, and sometimes if it's that where, if it's something that, needs to be addressed, then my coworkers, they care about me. I know they do. And they might pull me aside, or, I even talk to my family, my support system at home. And so how do I handle this? The way I kind of approach this is through something called total wellness. And the way I define that is physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And I think by having those cornerstones in your life, handled or at least addressed, that leads to someone that is productive and generally happy. And so, whether it's working out on my days off, whether it's talking through difficult calls or difficult life experiences with, again, my coworkers and my family, being able to address those things and having an open dialogue is something that is true to me, and it's something that I get to do every single day, and that I handle that way.
I think it depends on who I'm around. If they know me well and know my little quirks or something, they can tell that I'm definitely stressed. Normally I'm a guy that I talk a lot. So if I'm being straight to the point, direct, most likely I'm trying to get something done and I'm trying to stay focused so that I'm not, my mind is wandering off somewhere else. But yes, I do think people can definitely tell when I'm stressed. Others can't. How I deal with that? I have different ways of handling it. It depends on what's causing that stress at the time. I know talking to my parents is one thing that gets me back, back down to reality and make me, hey, relax. It is what it is, and you'll be fine. You'll get through it. Prayer, that's something I do as well that helps me. I love to listen to R&B music or something slow that kind of gets my mind off of thinking what I'm thinking about. One of my favorite artists to listen to is Janae Aiko. It's something about her voice and just the rhythms, the music that she puts out is kind of just airy and just out there. So it just makes me come down from being where I'm at, being stressed and anxious, and it just brings me back down. I also like to work out. I'm actually just getting back from a workout. So it's cool just to put on some music, get lost in the music, and just hit a good workout, and the feeling of accomplishment, and it takes your mind off what the stress is currently at that time. So I have different ways of dealing with that stress.